The second problem with this way of thinking is that it opens the door wide for Nabal-type men who are masquerading as husbands to hurt their wives in carelessness and neglect with impunity. It can even feel like permission for them to continue in unexamined behaviors that are completely absent of any kind of love towards their wife. But it gets even worse for wives who haven't started any kind of healing. Because of the way a woman is wired in her estrogen, Gary Thomas's concept shifts the focus away from God and keeps it on her, what she does and how she functions as a wife, and implores her to hold her focus there as the litmus test for the condition of the marriage. The focus does not belong on her. The man is the leader who initiates and the head who invests in the marriage. It's the functions and duties from his responsibility that are the true litmus test of a healthy marriage, not hers. We can see this clearly in the garden by who God calls out to. He called out Adam by name, not Adam and Eve. Genesis 3 verse 9. Was Eve guilty? Yes, but her guilt wasn't the same as his. 1, Adam was created first, and as the firstborn, he bears the responsibility for the leadership and headship that makes up the stewardship of the marriage. Genesis 2 verse 7. Number 2, when God gave the commands about what to eat and what not to eat, Eve hadn't even been formed yet. Adam alone was the one who received those commands directly from God. Genesis 2 verses 16 and 17. Number 3, even though Eve took the first bite, absolutely nothing happened until Adam ate. It was his bite, his actions, that triggered the shift of sin. Eve's bite lacked the power to undo the order that God had already established. Her bite could not usurp Adam's power and authority that are directly linked to the responsibility of his stewardship. Genesis 3 verses 6 through 7. Number 4, that's why God called out only to Adam. God held him alone accountable as the one he entrusted with stewardship over the whole garden, and that means everything in it, including the leadership and headship of the marriage to Eve. Genesis 2 verse 7 and verse 15. Sister, this is why it's not your responsibility to heal or fix the marriage. Those are God's work. Your responsibility isn't to initiate or lead. That responsibility stays with the head. Leadership and headship are roles of doing, initiating, problem solving, and investing. Your responsibility is to receive or reject the leadership and headship. Your posture is one of response, not an initiating one. Trying to take on a burden that isn't yours only leads to exhaustion and puts you out of sync with God and with yourself by confusing your identity in Him. You know, even if you're married to an Abraham type of husband, it doesn't change the fact that Gary Thomas's advice is rooted in a lie. God doesn't want the relationship he has with his daughter to be lived through her role as a wife. He wants it with her alone, authentically and healed as the daughter he created her to be. So even though a woman is going to be misled by his marriage advice, that's if she's unhealed, it's not dangerous for her. If she's married to an Abraham type, it's just ineffective. But for wives married to a Nabal type of man, following Thomas's marriage advice becomes dangerous for her and possibly even deadly. It doesn't just fail to help her, it reinforces patterns of harm towards her.